Hey tribe, YouTube fam, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the number one hack to transform your life, especially in manifesting and success. So this is really, for me, this is really the top thing. It's not really a hack. It's not a shortcut. You have to do it. But if you really get in a habit of doing this one thing I'm going to talk about here, I'm going to share with you, it really does. Once you get in the habit of doing it, it really does transform your life for the better. It really does kind of put your manifesting powers on God mode a little bit. It makes things easier for you once you're finally in a habit of doing this. And this isn't really a manifesting technique. This is, I mean, lots of times we've been talking a lot about really going to the root cause of why things are not working out. And it's really about identity, but we're not going to talk about identity today. But it's going to be like a byproduct of your identity. And by the way, I mean, if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. And if you want to work with me, the link is in the description. Also, there's other nuggets in the description. Like, sometimes I have blogs in there. Sometimes I have recommended videos that go along with this type of topic. So check that out. Now let's get kind of rocking and rolling here. I found a little shade spot in Thailand. It's still, it's still kind of on the borderline of hot season and rainy season. So May is kind of that borderline month, but it's a little bit toasty today, early in the morning. Got my coffee. But anyway, what's this number one hack? And this is something, I've been doing and I've been trying to get in the habit of. And before I get to this, let me tell you a little story. And I'm sorry about this, but lots of times what happens is, especially, it's really going to depend upon our self-talk, how we talk to ourselves. It's going to depend upon our personality. And what I mean by that is maybe you're an empath. Maybe you have high functioning autism. Okay, you have Asperger's. Okay, you have sensitivity to stuff. Maybe you have the nice guy syndrome or the nice girl syndrome. And the nice guy syndrome is there's a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's basically where it's kind of all around relationships, but remember, who you are in one area of your life is who you are in every single flipping area. Okay, so if you have the nice guy syndrome, you're too nice in relationships, sexual relationships, friendships, at work, with acquaintances, with business partners. You're too nice. And why this is important, like in this talk, before we get to this number one hack here, is that, for example, if you're an empath, you struggle with being too nice. What ends up happening, even if you have Asperger's, high functioning autism, what ends up happening is you absorb other people's energy, positive or negative. And most of the time we're absorbing the negative. You always feel that need to help somebody, even though it's not happening to you personally, but you're absorbing kind of how they feel. And that can block your manifestations. That can block your powers. For example, let's say you go to work and, you have a good friend at work. Let's say the boss loves you, but for some reason, hates your friend, or picks on your friend or whatnot. So your friend is complaining to you, but you can feel what your friend is going through, and you actually take it on yourself, take it on that. It's almost like you're responsible for it, where you're the one that will go and confront the boss, not your friend. You see what I'm saying? We're absorbing other people's energy like it's our own, when in reality it's not. In reality, it sounds mean that, let other people's shit be their shit. It's not your shit. But that's not what we're going to talk about. But it goes along with it. And that's something like I've experienced here in Thailand. For some reason, when I go back to the States and visit, like my mind just checks out. Like in Thailand, for example, I tend to be way more like, what's the price for things? Especially if you're going into business and real estate, you're trying to figure things out. You're trying to figure out, Thai houses and stuff like that, how they build. Just because when you go to Asia, to be honest, they're, Asia really overcharges if you're a Falong. And what I mean by that is you're a foreigner. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're not Thai, you're considered a foreigner, period. I mean, so they tend to, so there's a lot to learn when you live abroad. Uh, but you can't let all that, even though it's not happening to me, I can't let that negative stuff, I end up absorbing it like it's happening to me. You get what I'm saying? Because because I mean, I've been here 4 years, but it seems like I'm trying, I'm still trying to figure things out. Uh, just because, just because, I mean, when we talk about money or prices, I mean, prices are all over the place in Thailand, and it's consistent if you're a Thai local, but it's not when you're a full-on foreigner. But anyway, that's something I've been kind of struggling with myself. And I really got out of the habit of doing this number one hack I'm going to share with you right now. What's this number one hack? And this is what I want you to do. You really have to do this. You really have to get in the habit of this, but this will transform your life almost overnight. This will transform your identity. This will be aligned with that more successful version of you. So this is what I want you to do is anytime you do something, anytime you go somewhere, anytime maybe you're doing research for something, anytime you buy something, I want you to either you talk to yourself, or if you're by yourself, maybe you're talking out loud. And I'm going to give you some examples, like what I do is, let's say if I go out to eat, and when I go out to eat, I might sit there and say, before we go, the food's going to be immaculate. The food's going to be awesome. Like, I'm going to get VIP service, bottom line. I'm going to be treated like a VIP. They know me there. The food's going to be awesome. Okay. Besides, listen to what I'm saying. Besides thinking like, hopefully they make the food right this time. Hopefully they don't overcook my steak when I asked for it medium rare last time. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you went there before and it was bad service. So before you even going there, you're thinking about the bad service. Okay. You're basically stating, what you're doing is you're stating exactly what you want. You're stating exactly how you want things to go. Okay. Like if you go to the gym, maybe you're sitting in the car, you're sitting there and say, you know what? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to be the strongest person in there. I'm going to have the best workout of my life. I'm going to throw around those weights like the weights are my bitch. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. You got to get in the habit of talking to yourself like that. If you go shopping, every time I go shopping, I've shaved there's many times. Every time I go shopping, grocery shopping, I'll walk around the store and say, I can buy anything I want in here. There's nothing too expensive that I cannot have. Every time I spend money, money comes back to me double. Okay. If I let someone borrow money and they don't pay it back, I'm not going to chase them, whine about it, cry about it. If they don't pay it back, I'm fine. Anytime someone rips me off, don't pay me back, I'm repaid by 7 times. It's going to come to me from somewhere. Does that make sense? You got to start talking to yourself that way. And I'll give you another example here in Thailand. And this is why I do this, is because right now it's May, beginning of May 6th, May 7th, something like that. And in a month here, I'm going to be going down to Jomtien. And I have some videos about Wahen, having a bad agent, they treated the place like a hotel and stuff like that, the condo, and I broke my lease. So I have like a little bit of negative experience there. Even though, life happens for you. It makes sense. It's learning. There's something to learn out of everything. Okay. But now, since I'm going to go to Jomtien, I find myself a little bit like kind of going down Negativeville a little bit. Oh, I don't want to get I don't want to get a bad agent again. I don't want to live in a place that has no parking, or they got money schemes or money scams around parking, or, blah, 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 blah. But then once my mind goes in that, I stop myself and I say, you know what? When I get very laser focused and I state exactly what I want. I say, you know what? When I go to Jomtien, I'm going to get the best agent on planet Earth. Okay. Now, maybe I'll get a place right through the owner. If I deal with the owner's going to be immaculate. The owner's going to do the best thing. Okay. We're going to come up with the best agreement. You see what I'm doing? Like, even if I get a condo again, I state exactly what I want. I say, if I go to Jomtien, I'm gonna get the best condo. It's gonna be in the best area of Jomtien. It's not gonna be around, the Thai locals that throw trash all over the place. It's gonna be an immaculate area. It's gonna be clean. Okay, I'm gonna have my own parking space. It's not gonna be this shared parking BS. Okay, they're gonna follow the rules. They're gonna follow the Thai rules. It's gonna be upscale, a CEO level place. That's what I want. Okay, you see how I'm doing? I'm trying to give you several examples in here, but you need to apply this and state exactly what you want. And you need to get in the habit of doing this. But this will be aligned with your more successful version of you. And what I mean by that is going to be aligned with your new identity. Okay, your old identity cannot come with you. Okay, it makes sense. Your old self, you have to burn your old self. You have to get to a point where you look in the mirror and you're just fed up, bottom line. And you want to reshape your identity. But my friends, I mean, but this really works because what I find is we tend to kind of, and even myself, I can fall, just like I said, I can fall in this trap myself. And I find that we tend to think negative on things, especially if you have a bad experience wrapped around something. When we go to do something, lots of times, maybe we're not saying it out loud. Maybe if we're going with a group of friends, we say it out loud to them. Maybe we just say it to ourselves that, we're murmuring, complaining to ourselves, or this place don't have good service. This place overcooked my food. This place like didn't give me this and didn't give me that. You know, I, I bought this computer from this place and it was broke when I got it home. That's the kind of stuff we're doing all the time. And we're kind of like murmuring, complaining to ourselves all the time. We're kind of putting that energy out there when we go to do something that we are going to have a bad experience because that's the energy we're putting out. So what we're doing here, we're just flipping it. You're getting a habit of stating exactly what you want. You're getting in a habit of stating exactly how you want things to go. It's almost like Never College revision technique. Makes sense? Like it's kind of like a hybrid of that where where you're stating, and this will be aligned with, I feel like I'm all over the place, but this will be aligned with helping you be more clear on your intentions, helping you to be more clear on what you want. I mean, especially if you're indecisive, if you're naturally indecisive, if you struggle making decisions, making firm decisions, keeping with your decisions. You know what I mean? I mean, not changing your mind all the time. That just confuses the universe. Like, this will help you really kind of, once you get in the habit of this, in the beginning, you have to think about it. You have to write it down, maybe put post-it notes or something like that to kind of remind yourself to do this. But once you're in a habit, you start noticing that things will start being aligned your way. It makes sense. You be more clear even on your intentions and your manifesting because you're stating exactly what you want. You're stating exactly how you want things to happen in your life. Bottom line. I mean, even if you go out, get in your car and drive, dude, when I'm driving to the store, there's gonna be no traffic. I'm not gonna get stuck in a traffic jam. That's how it's gonna go. And guess what? Even if I go out and get my car and I get stuck in a traffic jam, I do this stuff anyway. This isn't like, well, Chad, I did this and it didn't come true. You guys aren't staying in the game. You guys aren't doing this stuff until you're really good at this stuff. Okay. But other than that, my friends, that's what I wanted to share with you. If you have questions, comments, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Other than that, peace out. Remember, I love you guys. Hang in there, and I will see you in the next video.